Hi, welcome back to another episode of Unique Moments, where we take a moment to breathe and take a moment to be. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about one of my absolute favorite things to do, which is sleep. And before we get into the episode, the card I pulled for us was balance. And interesting that this is episode number 44 and the card is actually also number 44. So I'm going to read what it says. All parts of my experience are in equilibrium, each receiving equal parts of who I am. In your day-to-day life, there are so many things that demand your attention. The physical needs of others, coupled with your own desires for a happy life, can often lead to an experience of energetic instability. When you look at the experience of stress, which you just talked about, you can see it as an unfinished manifestation. A desired thought, coupled with the energy of your intention sent out into the world to bring to you that which is needed, is a powerful skill, but only when each part is in balance. I'm going to read that part again. A desired thought, coupled with the energy of your intention sent out into the world to bring to you that which is needed, is a powerful skill, but only when each part is in balance. How many times have you began a project but become sidetracked by the demands of others or of life? Guilty. When energy is given intention and then stopped short, it's hanging in limbo in front of you waiting to be finished. Add to this process of intention all the unfinished energetic needs of your day-to-day grind, and soon the energetic buildup becomes a heavy weight that tips the scales. As our mind tries to decipher how can I possibly accomplish each task, jaded feelings about what is fair and what about my needs begin to create a jumbled emotional mess. Your body begins sensing and experiencing this weight like quicksand, and soon all movement forward seems impossible. In times like this, you must quickly strive to regain your energetic equilibrium. Never forget your ability to assist others is limited to your energetic strength and balance within yourself. Grounding, surrender, focus, and clearing are all useful tools to bring you back into balance. When you have stabilized all parts of yourself, the process of finishing each task one by one can begin, thereby freeing the energy of intention and releasing you from the manifestation to begin the next. Soon your needs and the needs of others will no longer be a competing drain, as your sense of balance creates an energetic base that allows you the energy to move forward. It's a long one. And then just like a thought, like a think piece, says, do the needs of others outweigh the needs of me? Are my spiritual, emotional, and physical needs equal in the attention I give them? Am I giving too much of myself away in the hopes of validation or to improve worthiness? I love that card so much. And the question, are my spiritual, emotional, and physical needs equal in the attention I give them? That is so powerful. I think that's a powerful question to ask every day, because our needs change. Like sometimes our emotional needs, they may be met. You may have friends, family, a significant other. You may be fulfilled socially. You may be fulfilled emotionally. And maybe it doesn't need as much attention as your physical needs or your spiritual needs. Or maybe your spiritual self or your spiritual life is very fulfilled. You know, you have a close connection with God and you are practicing whatever you do for your spiritual practice, praying, reading your book of guidance, your word, whatever that is for you. Maybe your spiritual life is intact and you are very close to the divine, and maybe other areas of your life need more attention. But I think that's a really, really good question to ask yourself. How much time are you giving them? And are they equal to you? Some people's emotional life is not that high on the scale compared to their spiritual life. Some people's physical needs way higher than their emotional needs. So it just depends on what you consider to be important to you. I think we're talking about balance, so they should all probably be in equal balance. And then the other part, I wanted to talk about where it listed some ways to get balance. Grounding. I talked about that in the mindfulness episode. Grounding is such a powerful technique, and you can do it outside. They recommend that you do it, in the earth. It's just really about grounding yourself on this earth, on this physical plane, in in your body, really grounding yourself in your body. And that can be helpful when you are going a million miles a minute, or for people who have anxiety. It's like you're just in your head. Like everything is in your head. Everything is a thought. Everything is a worry. Everything is an emotional response. Grounding really helps you feel inside your body, to breathe, to pause, and to say, okay, where am I locally? Maybe you're doing this at a park. Maybe you're doing this in your room. Maybe you're doing this at work. Maybe you're doing this in your car. Where am I? Like when you ground, it forces you to ask that question, because a lot of the times, if you're not thinking about it, you are wherever you are in your mind. Like wherever your mind goes, where your attention wanders, or where you're not focused on a task, that's where you are. If your mind goes to the past, that's where you are. If your mind goes to, okay, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen in 6 months? That's where you are. If you are focused in your now, grounded in your reality, this present moment, that's where you are. And then surrender, focus, and clearing. So good. Surrender is so good. I think you're very familiar with what it means to surrender if you do have a spiritual practice, or you are religious. I think we all know what surrender means, and in a positive way too, because I think when you hear the word surrender, it feels like, okay, you're giving up, or you're no longer trying. But it's really giving it to God. It's really surrendering whatever you're worried about, surrendering whatever is on your mind or like going wrong, and releasing it. Like the act of releasing, the act of surrendering gets you back in balance, because then you're not so, okay, I got to figure this out. I got to do this. Like running around in a million different places. Like surrender it. What do they say? Just give it to God. Give it to God. Don't worry about it. And he's going to take care of it. Maybe it's not today. Maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe it's not even on your timetable of when you think this thing should or needs to be handled. But when you surrender it, it's like you're giving yourself permission. Like, okay, I don't need to worry about this anymore, because I've surrendered it. It's out of my hands. It's above me. It's out of my hands. And then focus and clearing are all useful tools that can bring you back into balance. Focus, I think, is kind of obvious. Again, if you're scatterbrained, if you're having a million thoughts, if you're not grounded in the present moment, then I think, okay, what is my task? What am I focusing on right now? What is the thing in front of me? What do I need to be focused on and locked into for the next 5 minutes, for the next 10 minutes, especially now in this growing what do they say? Some people say our attention spans are getting worse. Some people say they're not. Debatably, they are. And so I think just really focusing, okay, what is the task at hand? Like, what do I need to be doing for the next 30 minutes? What do I need to be doing for the next hour? What do I need to be doing for the next week? Like focus. And that brings you back into balance, because it's so easy to get caught up in everything that needs to be done. Like take your day, for example. Like I'll break down my day. Like, I know I need to get this work done. I know I need to go to the gym. I know I need to clean. I know I need to walk my dog. I know I need to do all of these things. But it's like, if I focus on one thing at a time, contrary to popular belief, I really don't think that we are doing a good job at multitasking. Like I think doing one thing at a time is the most efficient way to get things done. But that's another conversation. But just focusing to bring you back into balance and to bring you back into the moment, and then clearing. I don't know what they mean by that, because there's a mental clearing that you can do. There's an exercise. The very first meditation exercise that I ever learned to do was during my first session of therapy in college. And it was actually a group therapy session. And it felt super weird at first, but I still do this sometimes. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but we all had to close our eyes, and we had to picture that we were like sitting on the grass or laying down on the grass, and we could see like this clear sky and the clouds in the sky. And every cloud was a thought, or every thought that we had to imagine it was like a cloud, and it was just going to pass by and it was going to float away. And so it was a way to get us to watch our thoughts, and it's a tool to use to clear your mind, because it's like, okay, I can see the thought, I can notice the thought, but it's gone now. It's on the cloud. And then you see the next thought and it's gone, and then you see the next thought and then it's not. So you're not zeroing in and focusing so much on the thought. You're clearing your mind, and then pretty soon, depending on how many thoughts you have running, which depending on how many thoughts you have running, the idea is to have a clear head, a clear mind. And then I also think clearing your space, whenever you're cleansing or cleaning your home or your car, it just feels more spacious. It feels more roomy, like you can breathe. So I think that's also a powerful technique to use for balancing. And then separately, I think balance is just so important. And like the whole reason why I started this is because I recognize that I was imbalanced in my mind, body, and spirit. And when I started to put those pieces together, which wasn't even on purpose, but I was just tuning more into my spiritual life, like reading more of the Bible, praying more, and then just tuning more into my body, exercising, working my body out, stretching my muscles, eating well, eating differently, and then my mind, meditating more, journaling more, getting my thoughts out. When I was doing all of these things at different times and seeing how they were working together simultaneously, I notice a huge difference of when I perceive myself to be in balance versus when I was actually in balance and things were kind of like just flowing. That's another thing. When you're in balance, I think things are in flow. It doesn't feel so choppy. Like your life has continuity. It has balance. It has flow, and it's like more harmonious. It's just more harmonious. What was the word that they kept using? Equilibrium. I like that word. I think it's a perfect description. And the card is really pretty. It's like 4 circles, which make up a bigger circle. Energetic equilibrium, was that what it was? A desired thought coupled energetic instability. How can I possibly accomplish? Your body begins. Yeah, in times like this, you must quickly strive to regain your energetic equilibrium. And I love that phrase, because if you're not at your equilibrium energetically, you really don't have the capacity to like give your energy out to others, even though I think that's what we try to do. And that's the cause for burnout. You think you can do a million things, and we can. We're very, very, very intelligent creatures. We're very powerful creatures. We're very capable, and we can do a lot of things with our mind, with our might, with our will, with our spirit. We could do a lot of things, but we cannot do everything. And it's in moderation, which goes into the episode sleep. Like your body is a finite resource. Your body is a finite source. Like even the strongest people in the world, like you need to rest. And I think when you're getting into energy work versus like actual work, you can be rested. You can be very well rested, but your spirit can be tired. You can be well rested and energetically tired. So that's another thing. I think checking in with yourself and saying, okay, where am I out of balance and where do I need to get in balance so that I'm focusing at my maximum, so that I'm focusing at 100%. And then that's all I have to say about balance. There's a lot to unpack there. And for more on that card, please go check out the blog, touchedbygrace.blog on Medium. And she talks about the effects of being balanced. And she talks about the need to be balanced and how we can all benefit from that. So please go check that out. touchedbygrace.blog on Medium. She writes a post about the card, about being balanced and how we can achieve that and how we can attain that and what we can do in our physical bodies to make sure that we are more balanced overall. So please go check that out. And to get into the episode of sleep. So going back to what I'm saying, sleep is so important. We all know this. Do we need 8 hours of sleep? Studies show we don't. Do we need more than 8 hours? Do we need less than 8 hours? That's not really what I really want to get into. I mean, debatably, like you need sleep. I think at the end of the day, with the numbers, it's about your age. It's about your energy levels. It's about what are you doing during the day. If you are an active athlete, you burn a lot of calories, you do a lot of work during the day, of course you need a lot of sleep to recover, to rest, and for just literally to rest your muscles. You put a lot of strain, you put a lot of havoc on your body. Your cells need to regenerate. Your body regenerates while you're sleeping. Your body detoxes itself while you're sleeping. And the shorter that you cut that, you're not getting that process. I think I was doing some research. I think they're saying most Americans average sleep from like anywhere from like 6.5 to 7.5 hours. Like it's rare that people sleep for 8 hours, and you really don't need to. And then in my experience, I think, again, depending on your lifestyle and what you do, you could really get away with like 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep. Like you probably should not be sleeping 5 hours a night, but when you think about people who do great things, or who, great things is a very broad term, but people who are like striving for something, achieving for something, people who are working 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks, 80, 100-hour weeks, like the reality is like they're probably not sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. Are they surviving? Yes. Are they in detriment? Probably not. Like it's like your body can adapt. Like it's very smart. It's very intelligent. And so, I mean, the main message is, I think sleeping obviously is good for your health, but I think I want to get into the quality of sleep. Like, how are you sleeping? Not even just how many hours are you sleeping, but like, are you staying asleep throughout the night? Are you waking up constantly? Are you having nightmares? Are you having dreams? Are you having vivid dreams? Are you having scary dreams? Are you sleeping without any aids? Do you have to have a nightcap before you go to sleep? Are you smoking before bed? Do you have to take a melatonin before you go to bed? Doing these things because you want to is different from doing them because you have to. Like our bodies are so intelligent, and they know, as long as we're giving it the proper nutrients, the proper exercise, the proper amount of sunlight, it knows, okay, it's time to wind down. Let me start producing some melatonin so we can get this thing rolling so we can go to bed. Your body knows that. You don't have to tell it that. But then I think just the times that we live in, it's literally like, you don't have to have a 12-step night routine. Does it help? Yes. Should you not look at your phone before you go to bed? Yes. Should you sleep in complete and total darkness? Yes. Should you sleep when it's cool? Should you lower the AC when it's time to go to bed? Yes, you should. Do you have to do that? No. Will it improve your quality of sleep? Yes. And I think the question is, do we want to sleep better? Do you want to wake up rested? Like, can you honestly say, I think, survey yourself. Can you honestly say, like, within a month, within 30, 31 days, how many of those days do you honestly wake up like well rested, ready for the day, energized, feeling like you can tackle your day without it being a burden, without you being like super drained and super tired, without you needing coffee? That's another thing. What do you do when you wake up? Do you immediately need coffee or tea? And again, if you like those things, if that's your whatever, do what you do. But I think when we're talking about the quality of your sleep, all of that affects it. All of that affects it. What are you doing right before you go to sleep? What are you doing when you wake up? And I think when you're healing yourself, this is the body piece. This is really big into your body, because it's like, there are a lot of people who have trouble sleeping, like insomnia. I don't know the numbers. I'm sure there's a statistic on it. Maybe I'll find it. But that's a big thing. Like, and it's connected with so many things, because okay, you have so many insomniacs, then what are they doing? They're either not sleeping and their mental health is suffering, because that's another thing. If you're not sleeping, it has a detrimental impact on your mental health. So the insomniacs are either not sleeping and roughing it through life and having a terrible time going about their days because they're sleep deprived and they're moody and they're angry and they're not regulated and they're not in homeostasis because they haven't had the adequate amount of sleep. Or the insomniacs are taking pills or taking drugs or taking medicine, doing something which is really not good for your system, because then you become dependent on it. And you don't want to become dependent on anything. Like, for me, I'm gonna say, we're trying to get our bodies in our most natural state, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. I am. And what I aim to do is to get my body in the most natural, healthiest state that it could be, that is conducive for my healing, that is conducive for my health, that is conducive for my mind and body and spirit to thrive. And a big part of that is sleep. And I think at the end of the day, it's just about listening to your body. It's just about listening to your body. Do you sleep when you're tired? Maybe you always can't. You have busy lives. Maybe you have a busy schedule. Maybe you do a lot of things. Maybe you can't always just, take a nap when you want to. But I think the core of it is listening to your body. Am I tired? I have to do this. Like, if I go to bed late and I still want to wake up on time because I still want to go to the gym at my normal time, if I'm tired, the smartest thing for me to do would just be not to go to the gym and go the next day, instead of pushing myself, getting an energy drink or waking up and getting coffee and doing the workout anyway. And it's not going to be as good of a workout anyway, because like my muscles are tired. My brain is tired. My body is tired because I didn't get an adequate amount of sleep. So I think listening to your body, maybe you need to take an hour nap. Maybe you need to take a power nap. Maybe you just, maybe you do need to sleep 10 hours. Never done it. Wish I could, never done it. But like, maybe you do need to sleep 10 hours. Maybe you only need to sleep 4 hours and you're good. And they say that when you're doing things in life that you actually care about, that you actually, are passionate about, they say you need less sleep. I don't know how true that is, but I could see it, because you're energized. You're energized by the work that you're doing. You feel good about what you're doing. You're making an impact. You're in your purpose. You're fulfilling your role and doing what you need to do. So it's like, you probably feel well rested after like 5-6 hours of sleep. You don't need the 8-9. You don't need that. And so sleep when your body tells you to sleep, if you can, to keep in balance, to remain balanced, to keep in your energetic equilibrium, and don't overdo it. I think a deeper thing, but I don't want to get into, is just the brain waves. Again, with the quality of sleep, because it's like, yeah, you're sleeping, but are you getting to REM sleep? Are you having dreams? Are you staying asleep? Are you getting good quality sleep? That's the thing. Because even if you don't have insomnia and you don't stay up, are you getting good quality sleep? Are you waking up in the middle of the night with night sweats? Are you having nightmares? Like, that is all affecting the quality of your sleep. And the other key piece, sleep is so important, because that is when your subconscious mind is wide open. And that's a larger topic that I don't want to get into, but there's this book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, by Joseph somebody. I will put it in the description. But he talks about basically how when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is wide open, because you're sleeping, you're not conscious. Subconscious, but you're still awake. You're not unconscious. So you're still awake, but everything that is happening, like, is being filtered through your subconscious mind. And other psychologists, they say that your subconscious mind is almost more powerful than your conscious mind. And your subconscious mind is actually where most of the actions in your conscious waking life take place, but we don't know it because it's subconscious. So that's just a little fun fact, that it's good to get quality sleep, because that is when your subconscious mind is working the hardest. So again, are you falling asleep with the TV on? Are you falling asleep with TikTok on? Are you all of these things? If you're falling asleep with any kind of radio, any kind of noise, any kind of music, any kind of TV, all of that is being filtered through your subconscious mind as you are sleeping, and it's affecting you, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not, it's affecting you. So maybe I'll do an episode on the subconscious mind. Very fascinating. Very, very, very fascinating. But that is all I have for this episode. So until next time.